Welcome to another episode of Waffle and Waffle. Say hello.
Hello.
Hi.
I don't know if that was considerably louder than last week's. So apologies if the sound levels are off, but I've had a new computer and I'm still having to play around with all the hardware sound stuff. My apologies. So we're back. Second series. I'm calling this. It's the second series. We're back, and this is the third episode of the second series of Waffle and War. And we have got lots and lots of things to discuss with you all out there. Who would like to start by doing some waffling about war?
Waffle and War.
Oh, no.
It's Waffle and War.
Oh, I love that. Oh, that is great. Wait.
It's Waffle and War.
Now, some behind the scenes technical stuff there. So there's two wall sounds in there which are slightly high pitched. That's Alice doing that. She wanted to join in, so I was like, go on then. And obviously pitch shifted our voices.
Amazing.
It's Waffle and War.
Now we've run out of sound clips on Discord, so we won't be adding anything new unless we take out some of the older stuff. But we won't be taken out of this. This won't be taken out.
It's Waffle and War.
If anything, we'll take this out.
Waffle and War.
I was just going to try and layer them up.
It's Waffle and War.
I quite like the cheesy American hit sitcom.
All right.
Angle of, just really like, la 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 la. Complete contrast to Warhammer.
Waffle and War.
How about a little
Waffle
chaos?
and War.
Move the troops. I love how pathetic the "Move the Troops" one sounds. I don't know why.
Oh, that was
Anyway.
the point.
Yes, I know, but like the audio clip just sounds really pathetic. The rest of it's got, you've got like, it sounds awesome, and then this "Move the troops" just sounds so bare and rubbish. Anyway,
I think you should add some reverb on it so it sounds like he's in a well or something.
like "Move the troops." All right, I'll see what I can do next time. I have got 10 minutes. Right. So yes, what are we talking about? Who would like to talk about what they've been doing this week on the old Warhammer related subject?
From my point of view, I've started painting the lion.
It's Waffle and War. How about a
not had that
little
much time.
chaos?
And there go all the viewers. Yeah, not had much time, so I've just been painting some of the sub-assemblies, been doing his cloak mainly. It's a lovely model, like the detail on it's fantastic. It's all really nice and raised, which makes it nice and easy to get your brush around. But yeah, I'm a very slow painter, so I spent probably about 2 hours yesterday just layering up greens and Xandri dust.
You got to take your time on it, man.
Well, that's the
Yeah, the
plan.
longer it takes, the more value for money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very good point. Yeah.
I haven't.
So was it worth the excruciatingly long wait?
Yeah, I think so. It's one of those things that now I've got it, I feel guilty that I'm not constantly working on it, if you know what I mean. But I'm just quite antsy to get it all assembled, because it's not like I'm used to sub-assemblies on Space Marines where I might keep the head separate and the backpack separate, but that's about it. This, like the cloak on his back has his shoulders in it as well, and then you have to put the shoulder pads on separate, so like everything's separate, and it's not unsatisfying. But have you ever like done a really big sub-assembly job that you just can't wait to put it together?
Yeah, I did. Well, with Gilliman, his backpack, shoulders, arms. I painted them all separately, and then it's it's a bit of a fiddle to put back together, and then you like it's quite, for me, I find it quite scary. And it sounds stupid, but like you've spent all this time and effort, you painted them, and
Yeah,
now you've got to
yeah.
stick it together, and you're like, oh my god, I don't want to ruin the paintwork that I've spent like 4 hours doing this little
Absolutely,
bit
yeah.
here. It's
What
nerve
if?
wracking.
Because if you use the plastic glue, the acetone, then it's just going to melt the paint.
Oh god, and it does just literally strip straight away. It's crazy, yeah. And then like with all glue, you stick it, you put it down, and then you jolt or move. You're like, oh no, and now I've got glue. Yeah, yeah, I've been there. It's
Okay,
No,
bringing,
no, we've got a
it's making me worry about it now.
it's bringing it all back. But what's good about the acetone is it strips it so cleanly that you can just paint back over it again. It's not a big issue.
Yeah.
No, I've never done a sub-assembly.
No.
Have you not?
No, I just tend to build them and then really struggle to paint it in bits.
First
Thinking, if only there was another way.
If only.
The first time I did it, it was on the Chaplain, because I glued him to the base, and then I thought, I'm not messing around trying to paint under his cloak with the base in the way. That's probably one of the most frustrating things I find about painting minis, is just trying to get the brush around stuff.
Yes, as a rule of thumb, I tend to leave the cloaks off.
Yeah.
I remember I had the Gravis captain from the Dark Imperium, the Imperium set, and that I think I bought that already assembled, and I remember I had to snap it off the base, and I remember getting really annoyed because I couldn't get the brush, and then
Yeah. No, that's a tricky one when it's glued down as well. My issue now though is I'm trying to not do that for every single model, because it's a much more long-winded way of doing it. So for the Leviathan Space Marines, all of them except the Terminator Captain are glued down to the base.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little bit more inconvenient, but in the short term, while they're sat on a shelf, at least they're not like all in pieces, attached to cocktail sticks stuck in corks.
Looking sexy.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't mean I could play with them right now if I ever brought myself to play with unpainted models.
Yeah, I feel dirty. Oh, who did that? Who did that?
That was me.
Did you do it to yourself? Oh.
I did, yeah. It's okay.
I'm not. Me and Chris were talking about this the other day. I was never a big fan of unpainted models or grey models, or if you're playing them, they should be like, you don't have to. Obviously, this is personal speaking, but if you're playing them, ideally they've got to be some level of painted. And I quite liked in 9th edition where you got the extra victory points for bringing a fully painted army.
Yeah.
And I mean, me and Chris did it quite a lot where we played games and one of us had won over the other one because we've got a fully painted army, whereas the other, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really motivates you to actually paint up your army and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's that whole immersion thing, isn't it? So if your armies are painted, then it just helps tell the story of what's happening.
Yeah. And hopefully our videos reflect that, when, you know, because we like to do that dramatic, cinematic introduction, slow moving, sweeping shots, and it'd look a bit naff if we got a grey model sticking in there, you know.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty funny. Maybe we should just have one grey model to see if anyone notices.
Yeah, maybe we should.
Well, we did that, if you remember, the first 9th game that we ever filmed.
Yeah.
So when I went back to work out what army I needed to bring for our recent 10th edition, where we replayed it.
Yeah, oh yes, yeah.
And Baby Brute in that.
YouTube.
Yeah, so go over and check that out. Give us a like and subscribe on that one. But yeah, so when I was looking through that, Baby Brute wasn't painted. Didn't look as good.
Yes.
And then obviously when we've replayed it, all the army's painted. And actually the army wasn't edge highlighted because they didn't really edge highlight back then.
Okay.
So I'd been back, and so the models just comparing in that time just look so much more crisp and nice.
Yeah.
Maybe one day, now that we've figured out how to do this Discord live streaming, we should have a side by side, get the old episode and the new episode, and we can just do a little comparison and commentate over the top.
So we could
Yeah, that'd be quite cool.
quite easily do that, in all honesty, and then those that are watching on YouTube can watch it alongside us as well. Yeah, quite easily do that.
Okay.
Maybe a project for not right now, because
Agreed. And if this goes on Spotify, then it probably wouldn't be as interesting to listen to.
No.
No.
What I've often
Maybe we
said,
could do some specials.
I've often said about
Yeah.
we should like do some live reactions where we watch on ourselves and also other YouTubers as well. As in
Yeah.
playing. Yeah.
But you know, Joe, we have a rule that you suggest something and we don't acknowledge it for at least a year.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we come back and go, hey guys, just discovered this thing, and you're like, I sent you this a year ago.
I mean, case in point was literally the idea that Az has just had about watching a video.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
But you
fun.
know how it works, Joe.
I know how these things work, yeah.
It's normally because you suggest something that's probably a little bit difficult to do, and I don't
Yeah.
want to do it at that moment in time. And then the
Yeah,
idea just sits in my brain for a little bit.
You fester and you subconsciously figure out how to do it, and then all of a sudden,
We have to wait for our skill level to match it.
Yeah.
Jay, you're just ahead of your time.
I'd like to think your idea just infects my brain, and then eventually it bursts out like a chest burster.
your brain goes, "Son of a bitch, I'm in."
Exactly.
Rick and Morty reference. Anybody listening there? So thank you. Christopher, Crispy Chicken.
Yeah.
What have you been painting this week in Waffle and War?
I've just been keeping it fairly basic when it comes to my painting this week.
Yeah.
And I've just gone with a nice, simple edge highlighting on my Legionaries.
See, now this would be I'm actually physically tapping. This would be a good point if we did have cameras. We could show people who are watching on YouTube what we're doing.
That's cool, yeah.
But anyway, if you are listening and you've made it this far and you would like to see some live footage as we are waffling, warring, leave a comment below. I don't know what I just said, but leave a comment below and let us know. If you're on what's the other one? Spotify, then you can leave a comment as well, but it comes through as a question.
Fair enough. Yep, I've also exciting news as well.
I can tell you're
Praying
excited
my wife
because you're on
did that
Discord.
peak.
Yeah, you've gone into the red zone. Did you go really close to the mic?
I did. I leaned forward and everything, mainly to pick it up. So yes, it's a bit longer than normal.
Wow.
And it's got a bit not as much weight. Thank you. Not as much weight to it as I was expecting.
Well, as you get older, it gets bigger.
A bit more of a reach than
It's a bit
this one.
Is
And
it
it's
more
got
girthy?
yes, a little bit more oval. In fact,
Oh.
yes.
It's supposed to
We're
be
talking about
smaller.
We're talking about the bases, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I've got
yeah.
a warp smith.
You've
So
got a what?
but I've got a warp smith.
A warp smith?
Thank you. Yes. So this is basically a Chaos Tech Marine.
Hey, can we have a 1v1? My Tech Marine versus your Tech Marine.
Your Tech Marine has previous for being pretty mean. It didn't pick Typhus up and choke him. My Lord of Virulence, wasn't it?
Didn't it take down a Catan? Or no, that was that the champion? I can't remember now.
Your Tech Marine took down the it wasn't the Voidbringer, was it? I forget the name.
Nightbringer.
The Nightbringer.
Did it?
Yeah.
Did it take Winters down? I can't remember if it was
It
the Tech
did,
Marine or...
yeah. It was Winters.
Jeez, wow.
And it also choked out my Lord of Virulence.
It did, yeah. He's mean. Yeah.
So the answer would probably be my beautiful little Warpsmith when he's painted up and looking beautiful is no. leave him alone, you big bully.
hey, it could be called
Waffle and War.
Smith.
Oh, hang on.
Oh,
Wait.
Nice.
How about little chaos?
comments below if you find this really irritating.
Oh dear.
And we won't stop.
No, we'll just enjoy it that bit more.
Enjoy it more, yes.
So so that's basically the painting I've been doing is a little bit of Legionary edge highlighting, and then I built and sprayed my Warpsmith ready for him to be painted up as well.
Excellent. I like the Wartsmith model. He's really cool. I remember getting excited when they released him. I don't know why. I thought it looked so cool.
And that's the one with all the pipes and
Yeah.
tubey things and claws.
Yeah, which feels a bit more Necron-like, really. So it feels like a Necron has jumped on him.
Well, yeah, if it makes sense though, because I assume he is a corrupted tech marine, which are trained
Yeah.
by the Admech, which have been influenced by the Void Dragon that the Emperor locked in at Mars billions and millions of years ago. And
Lord.
There you go.
he is a Necron. Well, he's not a Necron, but you know what I mean. He was enslaved
Yeah.
by the Necrons. He was a god to them. But yeah, or something.
Nice.
So from a painting perspective, Chris, are you going to do? Because I remember on those warpsmiths, they do that black and yellow pipes.
Ooh,
Like the little hazard stripes. Are you
try
going to
it.
do that?
Might give it a try. See how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Push my painting game into new regions.
Mm. I can imagine painting yellow over black would be awful. So paint it yellow first.
Okay,
If
yeah,
you do it.
good shout. I'm going to take that advice very well because you have a yellow-based orc army.
Yes, and I do it the stupid way. I don't paint it yellow first.
But it still
Ooh.
looks cool. And that's the main
Does look cool.
thing.
I always find that you can tell if someone's spent ages on stuff.
Is it
Which
'cause
is
they don't
why
have
I'm
a very
still-
big army?
I brought the only one that's painted.
Sorry, go on. I very rudely interrupted you then. You can always tell when somebody takes ages painting.
Well, you can tell when someone's spent ages on a paint job compared to like a slap shop paint job, can't you?
Yeah. It looks significantly better.
Yeah,
A lot more love and attention.
indeed.
Yeah, so that's our update, I suppose. I've not...
What's your update?
well, I haven't got one because I've not done anything because I've been busy doing other stuff, unfortunately. But I know. Well, like I said, well, I was ill for a couple of days, so I've lost a few days. Yeah, exactly. I got my new computer, so I spent a while setting that up and getting it to the point of my old PC, like obviously with the software and stuff. And yeah, just not been motivated because I've been unwell. No energy, so literally the last 2 days I've felt like I'm alive again.
I mean, you do sound a lot more energetic
I
today.
do, yeah.
Yeah,
Whoop,
a
whoop,
bit more human again.
whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. That's just my alarm going off. My whoop whoop alarm. Yeah, so I don't have anything really to tell you guys other than if you're watching this on YouTube, I changed the background thing that you're watching now, and the command battle wind is going round and round in a circle, and the way we're talking is slightly different. Yeah.
And you've made...
It's Waffle
Oh, yeah.
and
I mean,
Love
I literally did that an hour ago, maybe 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
Whose stillness, creative juices flowing.
I know, right? All over the place. Warhammer news, because I know you guys are all listening to, because you don't go on the website, you come and listen to us for the hot off the press or Warhammer news, and we are majority of the time late to the party. So they have already updated the data cards.
You know what?
I'm listening.
I watched the YouTube video because, again, I've been looking to buy those data cards, and I got so fed up with them being out of stock everywhere. I was like, okay, I'll get around to printing them, and then the PDFs aren't very print friendly because they're, there's loads of pages. So I found this tutorial on how to use a program called Image Magic to convert every single page into a PNG file. So then you can just see the data sheets you want and just print them. Nice and easy. And found out how to do that programmatically, like write a little command line script to get it done. And then literally the next day they update them.
So are you doing it? Are you doing it again, or?
The images are pretty big. Like for the codexes that we use, it's about 3 gigabytes
Jeez.
of images. So I can do it again, but I'll have to upload it all again.
I
found that if you...
wouldn't
Sorry.
bother. No, so I wouldn't bother because the Space Marines Codex is due to come out. I'm sure I saw somewhere later on this year, and they're already writing out some of the older models. They've already announced them, haven't they? So I wouldn't. I'd
Well,
leave
that's
it.
a good point. So they've retired a load of Space Marine models, haven't they? Like
Yes,
Firstborns.
a
Are
lot
they
of them.
gone from the new data sheets then?
I looked yesterday, and I'm sure they're still there, but I could have just overlooked them.
Let me have a look. I've got it open now. I'm on Warhammer Community. It must be the latest
So
version.
while you're looking that up,
Yeah.
I found if you just open up the PDF and then when you click to print, fit two sheets to a page, I found that printed quite well.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
could
good shout.
because you could print two to a page and then click which pages you want to print off.
Yeah, yeah.
It just takes a bit of you have to go through and obviously with a pen and paper write down which page numbers you want. And then when you're printing, but I found that worked. You know, when I was bringing in like 4 units, just quickly
Yeah.
printing off the 4 data sheets.
I mean, I like the idea of printing off, but I tend to put them on my laptop now. I just use that. But I like my initial idea because obviously I went online and split them like the Space Marines and the Tyranids into their individual files, individual pages of PDFs, and then my idea was to basically download what I wanted from Google Drive onto the tablet, and then just you know what I mean, just do it like that. But I don't know. They need to do something with the app. So you can, I mean, I know that the app's pretty good, and you can now, you know, you can build your battle roster, and you can now click, and it takes you to the actual data sheet. But it's still not as good as I want
That's
it
seamless.
to be. Yeah.
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 I was going to say maybe it's not an unpopular opinion. I thought it might have been, but I do not like the data sheets in the app. I think the fact that the little sections of it collapse away, there's literally no point.
Yeah.
Mm.
Now,
And they take up too much room on the screen.
the only good thing about it is you can click on you can tap the abilities and it tells you what it is. That I like.
Yeah.
But they have recently updated it. I haven't checked.
I checked it either yesterday or today, and
okay.
it still
So it's
still looks the same.
Yeah, because apparently they've put the detachments and then they've moved like combat patrol into something else, and my app doesn't look like it's any different.
But weren't there like a whole load of rumours that just haven't kind of been true?
Don't know.
So didn't they say, "Oh, we're actually just updating this bit here"? You know, these little bits, not this massive update.
Oh,
I'm sure people have been saying, "Oh, it's all changing, it's all changing," and then Games Workshop were like, "No, it's not all changing."
yeah. So people on Reddit were on one of the subreddit groups. They were saying, "Oh, they've done this, they've done that. Oh, they've changed like with the Necrons, they've added loads of keywords." So, I mean, I don't know if that's true. But they've said that the new codexes are on the horizon, so they're not going to change too much. Do you know what I mean?
No, surely they'd just wait for the
Yeah.
codex.
They've said that. Hang on, where is it? So today we're updating some of the indexes to iron out slight errors or typos. This isn't a balance update, but it is addressing errors and irregularities. So points values are staying the same. The next balance update will be within the next few months. So the next few months they're going to do a complete overhaul, I imagine. And obviously, because they can. I mean, I'm all for it if it's going to make the game a little bit more interesting. I'm as long as it's not changing all. I don't know. I've just contradicted myself there. I'm going to contradict myself. I like the fact that they update it and they iron out some of the rubbish. But then, to what end are they going to? You know what I mean? Is that ever going to stop, or will they just keep updating and updating and updating?
Yeah, don't they? And whoever's winning in the tournaments, that's who they'll nerf next.
Yeah, yeah.
So just looking at the data cards, the scouts are definitely in there, the bike squad's in there, so they haven't got rid of those models yet, those units. But I've scrolled up like all the way to the bottom and there's ultramarine specific units in there. One of them called Tyrannic War Veterans.
Yes, yeah. They're very cool.
They're basically intercessors. Well, they're Firstborn Marines, so you could play them as intercessors, I suppose. They have bolt pistols, bolt guns, and close combat weapons, but main difference is bolt pistol, the bolt gun, and the close combat weapon are all anti-Tyranid 4+.
Yes. Yeah, that's pretty mean. Now,
That's pretty cool.
at one point, I really wanted to like make my own kit bash them, but their armor is extremely ultramarine specific. Like, and I'd have to custom buy bits and bobs, or obviously print them if I ever get my arse out into gear and get a printer. Yeah, they're very like they're completely covered in ultramarine specific bits. You know what I mean? Their chest plate is it's got a big U in it with a knife, and yeah, they would look
Bit
crap.
Dark Angelsy.
They are a little bit. You're right, but they're supposed to be like the last surviving squad. I don't know the lore 100%, and I'm probably wrong, but I'm sure there was like 5 of them left, and Mr. Fist left as well. What's his name? I've just got Rabuta Gilliman. Monius Calgar, that's it. So I think there was only Monius Calgar and like 5 or 6 guys that survived from out the whole chapter. Again, could be wrong. Yeah, there is actually a Primaris size Ultramarine Tyrannic Hunter. I'm just looking at now. But I don't know if that was like a limited time model or something. I don't know. But yeah, probably something that I would do in the future. But I imagine they're going to get re-released because you've got the Sargi boy who's got this special arm on, haven't you?
Mm.
But yeah, we'll see.
Be a good kit bash project for when the resin printer arrives.
I know, right? For when that resin printer comes, prints off some stuff eventually.
Also, a bit Tyrannid related, a bit Lionel Johnson related. I learned a little bit of lore recently, which could imply that it's Lionel Johnson's fault that the Tyrannids have even come to our galaxy.
I'm listening.
During the Horus Heresy, the lion was actually
Do we need a disclosure here for those that might, because some people might.
Well, for spoilers.
Yeah.
No, it was 10,000 years ago. It's fine.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, there was some kind of beacon.
Wait.
Hmm?
What if we've got Horus Heresy fans? Like, they just play Horus Heresy, then it's not 10,000 years ago.
Oh, that's true. It's very recent then.
Mm.
Okay. All right. Well,
I'll
leave it out then.
Full disclaimer. No. If you don't want to find out what Azza is talking about, just skip ahead.
And we just hope that you don't skip to the bit where he's actually saying it.
Azza, you've got 10 seconds. Ready? 1.
Okay.
2.
It's to do with the Night Lords and Conrad Kurz. Was he the Primarch of the Night Lords?
Ah.
The Night Haunter. He was basically chasing him around a bit, and
tickling him.
He left a deep void beacon in the patrol path of one of the Dark Angels' outrider vessels, and then apparently this beacon woke up the Tyranids.
Oh.
I think that's the right bit of lore. Let me have a look. Oh, hold up. Yeah. Oh, I might have got it wrong, but something about that anyway. Sorry, that's a bit of non-news, but yes, that overall story is correct. Maybe not that beacon bit.
Swinging and missing there, swinging and missing.
You tried. It was a good story.
I'm sorry. I got up at 4:30 today. I'm a bit sleepy.
So I mean, yeah, my impression was the Tyranids were drawn into the galaxy because of the rift that was created when something to do with chaos and unleashed some shit. I don't know.
Well, Lionel is part of a chaos army.
Ooh.
Hang on. Wait. There you go.
No.
How about a little chaos?
Yeah.
So you're saying that's the lion talking there?
Oh.
Could be. Oh dear. Those naughty synaptic creatures.
Oh, wow. It is actually the Lion and Gilliman team up against Conrad Kurz of the Night Lords.
Who are the Night Lords? Call me naive. Is this 30k or 40k?
So the Night Lords are
Googling it. Night.
they're a traitor.
Lords. Lord of
They're
the
the ones.
Rings.
They're dark blue with lightning bolts and red bat wings on their helmets.
Oh, okay. Yes, I've seen these. People do a lot of kit bashing with these, and they put like flesh on them and shit.
Yes. They're meant to be like sort of terror troops. They're meant to scare everyone.
A whole army of reviers.
I think that's why the Forge World Lionel Johnson, the 30k one, he's swinging his sword at some Night Lords.
Ah, yes.
So it's to do with that bit of story.
Okay. They're very cool. Like they look like dragoons from Final Fantasy.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Oh, that was a nice little bit of lore. Thank you there, Commander as a lore master extraordinaire.
I felt like it was kind of, I had an idea, and then when you actually asked me about it, I was like, oh crap, I can't remember.
Well, you'll be back next week with more lore.
More half-remembered stories.
That's what we're here. That's what we're all about here at Waffle and Warriors. Half-assed
okay.
stories, half-remembered stories.
That's
like
it.
a beloved grandfather trying to retell a story, but the Alzheimer's has set it in pretty hard.
It was back in 1947. No, 1962. No, I do believe it was 1958.
Exactly.
Now, where was I?
But at least we've got the soundboard to get us out of trouble.
It's Waffle and
Maybe we should. Oh, we've run out of capacity for anything custom. I was going to say maybe we should get some like cool Necron sounds and
Oh yeah.
a tyranny or going or something like that. You know. Yeah. So, Azza. Now
Yeah.
I'm asking you, Azza. I'm not asking you, Christopher, because you were a part of it. But Azza, have you watched the latest battle report?
No, if I'm honest.
You're not
I've
the
seen
only
the
one.
intro several times.
1 minute, let me find the soundboard.
Mhm.
But it's,
We've
I
got
don't even know which one to use.
Wait, it's all right.
Use-
We've got the soundboard of someone crying, a sound clip of someone crying. Apparently,
Do it.
no,
Play
that's
it.
you. That's you. We're playing it right now.
Oh.
We're playing it.
I have the soundboard. I'm just hurt.
Okay, so we can't really discuss it. I mean, we can. Chris, do you remember anything that
We
happened?
can.
It was a while ago, and I've forgotten a lot of it. Can you recall?
We replayed our first ever game, and I remember being particularly moody.
Yeah.
Around the time that we realised that none of my HQs synergised with any of my troop.
And I was mean and didn't allow you to change it because otherwise
Yeah.
you wouldn't be playing the first thing.
And then you basically targeted the shit out of my HQs.
I did.
So I got moody.
You did. I did.
I had a proper strop on.
You did for a little bit, and
That's strop on, not strap on, just to
And then-
clarify for our listeners.
then you.
Yeah.
And then you got really excited because I think you started to win, and then did I take it back at the last minute? You don't. Who knows? You'll have to find out. Don't trust me because I have a terrible memory.
Basically, we're like, whoa, it's a really close one. You're going to have to watch till the end and then like it and subscribe it and then send it to your friends and your mum. The one.
Yeah, so it's good. 164 views in 5 days.
Yeah.
That's pretty good for us.
It's good. I mean, it's not as fast as the Winters video.
No, but we don't have like 25,000 subscribers. We have.
Yet.
Hang on. How many do we have?
654.
We're getting there.
Slow climber. DJ CBW in the house.
Oh, and we've also got a new splash screen and transitional screens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we've. Oh well, people, if you haven't seen it and you really care, you can go and watch it and have a look at it.
Really
A
good.
number of times, please.
Yeah, it's awesome. I was thinking about doing it as a short, but I don't really think people would care.
See, I was planning on doing that, but because it's a landscape video, I don't know how that would look in a portrait short.
Yes. We'll have
Not
to
sure.
find out. We'll have to find out at some point in time.
But additionally, the gentleman that provided the video material for us, Mr. Ben Folds, I did meet up with him on Monday night to discuss some 3D modelling for some CBW terrain.
What? I need to get my printer then, don't
Yeah, because the guy, Ben is an absolute genius with the 3D modelling stuff. We did discuss it last week. That I saw Play on Tabletop use their logo as some sort of crashed out, fallen terrain, and Ben has already managed to make us the CBW logo as a lot like I forget which terrain set it was. It was like the Sector Imperialis, the way you had
something, isn't it? Begins with A, doesn't it? It's Aquilis something.
Yeah, well,
it was the sign of the Aquila, I think.
it is the Imperial Aquila sort of on the floor, smashed to pieces. Basically, same as that, but just our logo, and it looks wonderful, even just in a sort of a 3D render. So that's why I'm really trying to push Joe to get this 3D printer. And anyone listening thinking that Joe should get this 3D printer should comment as well.
And you could go to our GoFundMe page at.
But
I did think about messaging our sponsor, because he said that he's willing to print stuff off for us. So I could always message him as well, so we get one sooner.
What, for a 3D printer?
No, for a print of it.
Printer.
Because he might even actually, if people are interested and want to buy it, obviously, he might even, obviously, if Ben is happy for his design to go, he might even sell it for us and give us some commission of it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And then we
there
could
we go,
scale it
dreaming
down as
again.
well.
Oh, hang on. You both said that at the same time.
Sorry, I just had an idea. You go first, Chris.
Oh, I just said, there we go, dreaming again. That's how we're going to become millionaires.
All right, here's a slice of fried gold for you. If we get that fallen Aquila CBW terrain, scale it down to 40 millimeters diameter, we could put them on 40 mil bases and have them as objective markers.
Ooh.
How's that for a slice of fried gold?
That gets
pretty cool.
That gets the CBW official
It's waffle and
sound effect of the week. The sound effect of the week. Okay, yeah. I think we need to do that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So we just need a printer.
If only somebody was thinking about getting a printer. Who here? I mean, I've got an STL printer. Should we do it with that? I mean, it needs a clean and resetting up.
I think the most important thing is whoever is thinking of getting a printer needs to just get it and not think about it and not weigh up pros and cons and cost of living. Just get it.
Fuck everything else.
Exactly. Who needs food? I mean, duck everything else.
Duck everything else. Do you know what? Kit, I'm just going to go buy one and not feed the fucking kids.
That's fine. I could just come over to mine for a couple of fish fingers every now and then. Get through the month.
Yes. What I need
Probably they should be full up on
Waffle and War.
Oh, do you know what I like? I like if you look on Discord when you press them, it actually comes up with a little emote, and it's a waffle for waffle and a waffle.
A little stack of waffles.
Yeah. So I need to have a look to find out which one I want. I'm torn between the two sort of popular ones at the moment, and then obviously I need to then look into resin because it's incredibly toxic, and I'll need to figure out somewhere safe to do it. Which
like a garage?
It will be the garage. Yes, absolutely.
And you bricked up your window in your garage.
I know. I did think about putting an extractor fan in there. But I would have to pay. The last extractor fan cost me like £150, £200, I think, to put in. Maybe a bit more, actually.
Steal it out of your bathroom.
I bought one, and then
In your bathroom.
When do it? Yeah, do it in my bathroom. No, I actually bought a. So I've got one, and I've got all the bits and bobs for it because I bought one, and then the electrician was like, "Oh, I've already got one," and he was anyway. He was supposed to buy it off me. He forgot, and then I just thought I'll use it for the garage. So I can't be that hard to do.
So all I'm hearing is you've got one.
I've got one. Yeah. I've got
Yeah,
one.
surely you just need to drill a massive hole for the extractor fan.
A massive hole.
Yeah, precisely.
I think they're about what 60 diameter drill bit. Sure, I've got one somewhere.
I think they're probably about 100 mil.
Nah,
Maybe
probably,
more.
Yeah, probably 100. Anyway, but yes, so
Yeah.
that is something for. I mean, it would certainly help actually in the garage because you can get. We're going really off subject, but you get humidity sensors. So that obviously in the garage would be quite useful because it detects the humidity and it will blow off a bit of the humid air. Anyway,
Very good.
completely waffle and warring off subject.
To bring it back, because we were talking about 3D printing,
It's
because we were
waffle
talking,
and war.
yeah, and we were talking about 3D printing because Ben had made a bit of terrain that we wanted to print,
Yes.
but also played a little. It wasn't a full game of Warhammer with him, but just sort of a time.
What happened? Listening, what happened?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are we whispering?
I don't know. 'Cause I'm
Okay.
excited.
Oh, okay.
Are you trying an ASMR thing?
Oh my god.
Yeah. How it
Jesus Christ.
sounded. Yeah. So how did it go? Did he
Well,
love it? Does he want to join? Does he want to be an honourable CBWer?
I'm wearing him now.
him in?
I think we are. I think I whispered at the wrong point. Peaked. I'm sorry.
Well, I was.
Hang on, one second. Does he listen to the podcast?
I doubt it.
Okay. Maybe you
But,
should show him this episode.
Yeah, maybe I should. But the last game I played with him was 9th, and this time around I was woefully unprepared because we were using our phones for the data sheets, which is why I went into trying to get the individual cards as images, because we were using the PDF files and trying to scroll back and forward between the data sheets on my phone, and it wasn't fun. But we ended up just doing intercessors versus orc boys as just one little thing, and the intercessors all died without killing a single boy. That was really fun. So Ben was orcs. And then we did a 1v1 Azrael versus the war boss in Mega Armor. Mine is called Asbog Snazdaka. And that time round, Azrael killed him without suffering a single wound. His combi plasma was absolutely lethal, and then he just went in and poked him with his sword. And because they're anti-infantry with devastating wounds, it meant mortal wounds on a 4+. It was insane.
So does he want to play again, or how did he tell you? How did he find? How did you find it? Because this is the first 10th edition you've played.
Well, it wasn't a proper game. We didn't have like.
Okay, he broke your 10th edition V plates. We're all very jealous.
Yeah, no, it was good. I just did one unit versus one unit. Did troops, and then played another game which was an HQ versus HQ. So it didn't. For me, the main draw of 10th edition at the minute is attaching the leaders to the squads. I really like that, and we didn't do that. So yeah, the game was streamlined enough. I kept looking up random things like being behind cover, because that's changed, hasn't it? More simplified. But there's just little bits to remember that I didn't have the confidence to play without looking at the rule book all the time.
Yeah, there's a lot of terminology that's changed, which I find confusing. But
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
still
and
checking the cheat sheets a lot.
Yeah.
yes, yeah. So the weapon keywords was definitely one I had to keep going back to.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I
good.
feel like as well with the weapon keywords, what they've done is they've just moved from in the profiles you used to have abilities and it would write something in there. They've just put it in brackets now as one word, and then you've just got a directory of what that one word means.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't think they've simplified it quite as much as it first looked like they had
Yeah, it's just,
Yeah,
in that respect.
I think
agreed.
the more we play it, the more we'll get to know the terminology. What the good thing is that we're all on an even playing field because none of us know what we're doing, but we're all using the same keywords now.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah,
I'm like, dude, what does heavy mean? You'd be like, oh, I know exactly what that means. You know what I mean? It
Yeah,
means
what does
eagles.
anti-infantry mean, that sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to our next game. And
Me
obviously
too.
playing with all the newest stuff because we've got new bits and bobs that we want to try for film and hopefully improve.
Yep.
Ready for the next battle that we play in film.
Hey,
Yeah,
I
we've got
believe-
one battle report coming out before we've started with our new toys, so
Oh,
still
yes.
shaky camera for at least one more video.
Oh, I was just about to ask. So we haven't used the gimbals yet.
No,
No, not yet.
we've not been able to get together and do any battles.
Okay, very good.
Yes, I've not road tested it or anything. It's just currently sat behind me on the piano. So
But Chris kindly showed us before we started waffling and warring. He's editing the next video, and it's looking pretty damn good.
yeah, it's
Well,
looking good.
thank you.
Who is it that played? What
It was
Mardels?
Tyranids and Necrons.
Ooh, so if you're interested in seeing how that goes, you should like and subscribe.
Bit of Xenos on Xenos action.
And then move the troops.
But not.
For the Emperor.
No.
No,
or,
it's sitting this one out.
yeah, or neither.
How about little chaos?
It's a bit hard to have a sound bite thing for Xenos, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
just
too
hear like
many.
Oh dear.
We should have just captured that and turned that into a button.
Well, we can easily recreate it afterwards. Right. So we're at 47 minutes, and I have run out of things to waffle and war about. So
We talk about the retired units. Yes, we did. We said they're still on the data sheets at the minute.
yes, and they're going to be slowly driving off into the sunset, as Games Workshop wrote.
Well, they're all replaced, aren't they, basically?
Yeah, yeah. I understand. So I suppose we're going off on a talking again. Rather, I was just about to close the whole thing and just... No, you're right. You're right. It's fine. So I was reading on Reddit the other day that apparently the general consensus is that people are really shocked at the fact that they are retiring models, despite the fact that it's been slowly happening for 3 editions.
And it's right before a codex release as well.
Yeah, and they're like, oh my God, they're getting rid of all of my models. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. In 10, 20 years' time, if I'm still playing Warhammer, I will be really pissed off that my intercessors have been made redundant for something else.
Yep.
Because I spent all that money, time and effort playing them. But also, 20 years down the line, I would hope there'll be some better quality models.
You've got the value of the money from it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah, there's a lot of nostalgia and whatever else you want attached to your models. Don't get me wrong, fully understand that. But also, come on.
And also, you can still play 9th edition if you really want.
And they've also said that you can still play them. You just play the models. So they've said that they can be played.
They go into Legends.
So they've said on I
You
can't
can
remember
proxy
it is now. Yeah, you can proxy them for the newer ones.
Okay.
Problem solved.
Yeah, and let me see if I can find them. I want to
Uh,
say, was it the Desolator squad?
Desolator, that's the new one.
The new-
The new
so-
t-shirt cannons.
So they've said that the old ones can be proxied as the Desolator. So if you've got the old ones, you just play them as Desolators with the new cards. You know what I mean? So you can still use your models. You just can't use it in tournaments, I imagine. I can't remember where it is. It's on something somewhere. There's about three examples of what you can do. Anyway. Right. That's it from me. I can't think of anything else to waffle and war about.
Fair enough.
No,
Christopher,
finish from
anything
me.
else? I was gonna say anything else you
Nothing
want to
new
add?
from me. No, we've talked about everything for me this week.
Commander Azzo, have you...
No, that's all good. Just excellent work on the...
It's waffle and
All right.
Love it.
Right, thanks for listening. I'm going to play the outro thing now. I can't remember what it says. So yeah, I'm going to do it.
all right.
Are we all
Cool.
say
Well,
goodbye?
Bye, everybody.
Yep.
Thanks for listening.
like, subscribe, tell your mums and
Move the troops. Oh, that was it. Right, I'm going to stop recording now. Bye.